Hey lads, day 94 of my series to get to 2100 on chess.com. And a few people have been complaining, saying I don't post enough of my losses. So I thought maybe going forwards, I just have to show you every single game. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. But I'm going to be just putting whatever happens today online for you guys. So we're at 1995. Let's see what we can do. My opponent is 1987 from Brazil. And he's played his knight out here. So I often respond with the Dutch variation. And this is the way I play it. Usually this pawn comes here. And it's not. In this one, it's come here. A wee bit different. I think I'll put my bishop here. I don't know if this is completely correct. Usually the pawn's here when I put the bishop here. I'm going to castle. His bishop's on a weird square. Usually it wants to come outside the pawn chain. And if I take here, I mean, I've caused him to do this weird move. If I take, he takes with the bishop, and he's looking down here, which looks quite good for him. I am going to probably get this push in anyway. Two defenders. One defender, two defenders. I think I'm happy enough trading here. And I'm going to just make my push and try to get my pawn to e5. Because if I can get a pawn to e5, then everything's closed off. He's going to castle this way. I'm happy enough taking that. And I'm going to play e5 now and attack this pawn. And how are we going to attack this pawn? A knight here and here, I think. Now, I could have played the queen here and attacked both pawns. Maybe I need to consider my candidate moves. I need to go slower than I'm playing. And actually consider my options, because it may be that this is a better option. Okay, so if I come here, it's probably going to force castles and then take. Looks very good. If I come here, I mean, who knows what he does, but I think this actually forces the castle. I think. Because he can't defend this pawn with these two moves. He needs to defend this one as well. And moving the knight only attacked one of the pieces, and this one attacks both. So I think queen g6 makes more sense than knight c5. And he castles this way. So now we have a decision. Do we take this pawn, giving him an open file against my king? I think the answer is obviously no. Now I also can take here, targeting this pawn. But as soon as I take here, I'm leaving myself open to the trade of queens. So if I take here, something happens. Let's say he goes here. Take here, queens come off, then he deals with this. I mean, he could also just move one of the pieces. So I think I'm going to actually take with queen. And if he wants to recapture, my knight's on a good position, hitting his bishop and hitting the pawn. So he doesn't want a queen trade. And I can just pull here, but that allows his other bishop to get very active. And this might have been a mistake because now he's looking at this one, but I am defending it. So the check seems good, but then I think I'm stuck. So I've probably got to come back this way. So this, let's just look at my options. Can't go here, can't go here. If I go here, he comes here. And I'm completely trapped. Yeah. So it really is just one option, isn't it? I am up a pawn. And maybe I'm threatening this, a push at some point. But I allow his dark squared bishop to be open then. And I do think maybe taking with a knight now would have been probably better. Although bishop here, my other bishop or my other knight could defend, and then maybe my other bishop could have gotten active. And I would have still been looking at this pawn. So maybe that would have been better. I need to take more time. Got to think through moves better than I am. That's okay. We've used about the same amount of time and I'm up a pawn. So it's not the end of the world. What's he going to plan here? I think he wants to bring the rook over and start pushing. And I think my move needs to be knight c5 and push here. So he's attacking this piece again. So it's 3 times attacked. If I push, his bishop can come in. I go here. Check doesn't work. I think I have to push this or go here. If I go here, take, queen comes in. So I'm not happy about that. So let's push this pawn. And if check happens, we have to go to h8. Bishop or knight check here. We can't take the bishop because of the queen, but we can just take the rook. I'm not the rook. We can take with the rook. We can take the knight. So I'm okay. But I don't want to just start grabbing pawns. And now I think I need to keep defending this one. With this one, I need to replace my knight with my other knight. So how do I get my other pieces into the game? What about here, here, here? Maybe. Like if I move here and he takes and I take and bishop here, here, am I worried? Maybe I'm not worried. And it allows my bishop to get active, maybe? Or do I try to just get my bishop active on this square? That might be the way. b6 is a candidate move. And knight c5 is a candidate move. Knight c5, take, take. Bishop check here. Queen here. I have a rook, so I'm fine. Yeah, let's go knight c5. Now, if he takes this one, I just recapture. That's fine. This dark squared bishop's still a useless piece. Now, if he doesn't capture, I can take off this light squared bishop, which is super powerful. So I think he needs to potentially, I mean, I don't know. Might need to capture there. And now my bishop's active. And I could just come here and target this pawn with 2 pieces and try to move a wee bit quicker. Now he has this bishop move. Okay. Does that worry me? I don't think it does. Take. He pushes, we take. Take. He takes, I take, and then he pushes. Just move out of the way. I think I'm okay. Here. He takes my queen. I take his queen. He takes my pawn. I attack his rook and then take this pawn. hitting this one as well. Here, he takes my queen here. I take his queen here. He takes, I take. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad. Oh, he's taking that one too. I didn't see that he was hitting that one. I mean, it's fine because I'm hitting his, but it's just trading more. And technically, I'm up a piece here, I think, because if he takes, I take. So I don't know. He didn't calculate that one correctly, but it looked okay for me. Like if the rook moved and then I take this one, and then if I ever move this one, he takes this pawn. Okay, I got the win. Happy days, 2003. If you guys like not knowing the result of the game like this, where I'm just completely uploading and I'm not giving away anything with the title, with the thumbnail, I don't know. But I do want to continue making fun thumbnails, so I don't know. Let's check the game review on this one. 89%, pretty solid game overall. So the first thing that I wondered about this game was, do I take this and allow his bishop to get active here? The engine recommends coming back to e7 slightly more, but I didn't feel terrible about this. It looks like it's essentially the same. And then getting this pawn push was the right idea. I could have developed the knight first and then pushed this one instead of having to go d6. d6 is kind of a slow move. But yeah, and here I could have just pushed and taken with the bishop, allowing more development. Generally, when they play e4, you always take, but yeah, it would have probably been better to switch the order here. It tells me here that coming to this square is better than coming to this one. I suppose the main reason that coming to this square is because coming to d7 blocks the bishop. And it doesn't like that as much that I'm blocking the bishop out. And if I was on this square, I'm still hitting this key square here that I want to hit. So good to remember. I often don't come to c6 in the Dutch because you can get kicked and you have to move and then they take your pawn on e6. But obviously we'd already gotten the e5 push in and blocked this. So I just played this out of habit, but I should really be thinking about this c6 square. And then here, I either take here or I take here. And if I take with knight, I'm actually completely winning. Bishop e1 is his best move because he doesn't want to lose his bishop and he defends the pawn as well from the fork. And I guess I just have more space here. His pieces are tied down defending. This rook can never get active here. And I don't have to go after the pawn. I am up a pawn and I'm doing fine here. In this kind of position, you got to calculate and see who's losing more. So here I win a bishop. So I'm up 3. He wins a queen. So he's up 6. I win a queen, so I'm up 3, and he only wins a pawn. So here he could take the bishop, and then I take his bishop, so I'm still technically up a whole minor piece. So he just didn't calculate through this, but there was no real good way to get out of it. But yeah, he should have taken here, would have been just a wee bit better for him. Then I take here, he takes here, and now I just left with a knight and 2 rooks, and he's left with a bishop and 2 rooks. But I have the 2 extra pawns, and I have a knight that's going to be very active, moving around the board while his bishop is looking at dark squared pawns. All right, game 2. 2138 from the United States. And he's played e4. So we are going for a Caro Kann. And it looks like we might get a Tartakower. We do get a Tartakower. And I have been studying this opening quite a lot. I know e8 is slightly better move. I'm going to go bishop g4. And we want to basically orientate our pieces in this way so the queen can be in the front. But here he's castled the other direction, which is a little unfortunate because I was excited to attack. But now we need to have a look and see how are we going to get our pieces super developed. think coming here looks okay, because it looks at this pawn. And coming here looks okay, because it looks at this pawn. This is kind of a weird move, not one I would typically do. And maybe I can just start going for this guy. I can even put the knight here on b6. It looks like he's having to defend while I'm having to attack, which is something I'm happy about. If he takes here, I go in with the queen. He's forced here. Doesn't do all that much for me, but going in with a queen, it's on a nice square, and his king's a bit awkward. So, that seems good. Now he's trying to figure out how is he going to defend. I'm attacking here. I think I need to put the knight on b6. I also need to swing the rook over to b8, lining it up with a king. I think that would be good. And although my opponent is a 2100, I'm not afraid. I've beaten 2100s before, and I've beaten 2200s in the Tartakower in Blitz. So several of them. So I am I'm not nervous facing a 2100. What's he planning? I need to think about this, and I also need to make good decisions here. I need to come up with some candidate moves each time. And when I say candidate move, I mean I need to find multiple moves in the position that I should analyze. And right now I need to think about, because it's his turn, I need to be thinking about my plans. And on my turn, I can think about the tactics. So what's my ultimate plan here? I want to open up the B file and get a rook here, and maybe get the queen attacking this pawn, going after this pawn. There's probably some way to do this, but also getting the knight in looks pretty nice because we're attacking this piece twice, or three times, 1, 2, and it would be 3 with the knight, and only defended twice, so probably a rook will come over. But with 3 defenders, I could take and still have the 3 defender. No, I would only have the 2 defenders then. So he's just jumped in here. And I don't know if that concerns me. He's just trying to get off my light squared bishop, which is my powerful piece. My dark squared bishop doesn't seem so good. So I think if I can't move my light squared bishop, which right now I can't, maybe I have to trade it off for his dark squared bishop. So, I mean, I can't come here. And I can't take it, because take, and he, can I take? He takes, I take, he wins. I take. Oh, he's only got 2 defenders. And I'll have 1 defender. But yeah, I'm capturing a pawn. He's capturing a bishop. I'm capturing a pawn. He's capturing a pawn. So he actually, this is totally fine to take here. So let's look at our candidate moves. This one, it'll end up with his queen being here, and the B file will be open. Which looks pretty nice. And I also can move the knight in. I could also just take here. If he takes here, I take here. He takes here. Or no, he takes here. You know what? I think capturing looks good. Taking here. Then I add the pressure here. He can push the pawn. So I don't want this pawn push to happen. Let's take. I spent enough time thinking about this. And I'm expecting a capture back. And this pawn is weak. Now I take here, here, rook e2, looking at this pawn. And then the rook comes here. If he grabs this one, I don't care. And if he pushes the pawn, we take this one. I kind of like it. But here, I can't come here because the queen's holding. So here. Also, he has rook up to defend. So let's not go for that. Maybe we should just defend our pawn, or we could push it. If we push it, he takes, I take, he takes. Oh, wait. Push it, he takes. I have to take one of these pieces, probably. Here. Queen takes. Queen comes off. Knight takes, and he wins a rook, or a knight here. So I can't push. Capturing here. Taking here. Maybe hit the knight or the queen first. Then he takes the pawn. Then I go in here, looking at this one and this one. I think it's okay. Maybe instead of moving the knight, the rook here was better. No, because he's got a bishop there. We actually can't get a rook to this file. But he's got a pawn here, but we can use the rook. Then the other rook can come here. So taking this pawn doesn't seem great for him because it puts my rook on an open file. Now he wants to defend this square, so he's probably going to come here. So what would I do in that situation? Probably just move my knight in and get my queen a wee bit more active. I got to get my queen onto a good square. So queen here looks pretty good. And then knight here, here, knight here, king up. Queen can't come in because of this one. Not sure yet. We could push this pawn. Can also come here, eyeing this square. And that allows my rook in. And then we can go for this. Which seems good. Also getting my piece on a light square is nice because he's on a dark square. Yeah, so he just trades off. And that makes sense. But while he's trading, maybe we can push the knight up. I mean, I'm fine with just getting a rook here. And then he pushes here. So let's move the pawn. Is he thinking about sacking here? Take. Shack here. I think I'm okay. Yeah. Well, that looks like it drops his bishop. So here, he moves his king. I take the bishop. He takes my knight. I take the rook. He takes the rook. I take the pawn and hit his rook. His rook drops here, here. His queen's on a dark square. And maybe he takes this one. I take this one. I think I'm winning a pawn there. So let's go through this quickly because I don't have too much time. Here, he could also just take here. I think I'm going to go for this line. And also, when I take here, here, I can trade this rook. Oh, this is beautiful. He can't take this. He has to take the rook first. No, because I'm threatening this. So if he takes the rook here, I have to capture this way. Yeah, okay, so he spotted that. And now here, I'm threatening this. I don't think it's wrong to come back. Pity that he saw that. But he couldn't take the knight first. So yeah, this is the threat. How does he defend it? He has to push the pawn. He has to push the pawn, or this pawn. He's got to push one of the pawns. So when he pushes here, I think I throw my rook in, he takes, I take. Okay, let's just go for it. And I can come here and here. And just take this one. Forking. This was a mistake. He defended wrongly. And this is on a dark square. I should have pre-moved that. I can come here, or I can go here. I think he wants a forced draw. The only reason I would take that is because I'm low on time. I think I'm winning, but I mean, he does have two pawns I need to be very careful about. But this one's pretty advanced. He wants this one? Who cares? I'm going to just push this one. And if he gets a forced draw, I'm almost happy. Just here, and I win it. I win it here. But I also can just push. And get my king out and move it up. He doesn't have me trapped. here. I can block here. Got a check here. I just take and I come up here. Queen here doesn't work. Let's just come here to defend checkmate and go here. I'm beating this guy. I know I'm winning. I just need to get it. Does he have a check? He's got a check here. Let's just take. Now I can get in here. Oh, dang it. I'm an idiot. Oh, that sucks. Ugh. Oh, well. Okay, lads. I mean, hey, I drew with a 2100 and I should have beaten him, but I'm not trying to not show you all the content where I play bad. This would have been a good win to show you, but let me see here what I did wrong. Lads, this game was disgusting. I missed so much. I want to go through this and see if we can improve on this together. Here I have my first tactic, which I took the pawn on c4 and they recaptured like they should. And when I recaptured here, I've actually removed the queen off of this square and I've removed the bishop off of this square. And now I have the simple fork winning the bishop. And I completely missed this in the game for so long, for multiple moves. And this is just a fork. Now, what I'm going to do is actually take this exact position and chuck it into Noctie. And on Noctie, I can create my own missed tactics from games theme. And I'm going to just show you how I'm going to do that real quick. This way, I can keep track of all the tactics that I've missed. And I'm going to see them more often in my games because these are openings that I play. Down here in the bottom right, there's a little share game button. And on PGN, you can go to where it says FEN, which just copies this specific position. It doesn't copy the entire game. So I've clicked copy here for FEN. Over here on Noctie, on the left, it says themes. I'm going to click themes, create theme. And this theme is going to be called Missed Tactics. Description, all the missed tactics in my games. Now I'm going to add an element. This is going to be element number 1. The FEN is going to be that first missed tactic. And I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to play as black. For the AI strength, I'm going to leave it about rook 1. I could have my opponent play like a complete engine, but I do want, when I train these themes, my opponent to respond maybe sometimes how a human would respond. So I'm going to put it at rook 1, which is quite a decent strength level. I'm going to click Save Element. That's just one tactic from my game. Let's add a second. We're going to call this number 2. In this position, I played the right move, but I rushed through it. And the right move was the check because I finally spotted this fork. But then after my opponent moved the king to A1, I immediately took the bishop. And the problem with doing this is that they can move this rook from the C file, and no longer is it looking at c1, and now the queen can capture the knight. But if I had just thought about it a little bit, instead of capturing that bishop first, I should have forced their rook over. Now they can't force my rook over, and now I can capture. If they stupidly take my knight here, well, this is a brilliant back rank queen sacrifice that I could have played in my game. So we'll go back here to this position, click share, and FEN, copying, pasting in for the second tactic that I missed. I'm going to play black. I'm going to leave it at rook 1 and we're going to click save. Let's add one final element that I missed in my game. Number 3. In this position, my opponent moved their queen to f7 and took a pawn, and I played the nice move queen e1, but after the king moved, I promoted my pawn, and I really should have just taken here because this is with check, and I can come back to the same exact position, and then I can promote my pawn, or I can play something else. E3 is technically best, but this is still a winning move. Even though the engine is jumping around, it's technically still winning. So here I'm going to copy, share game, FEN is copied, paste it in here. We're going to play black. We're going to leave the strength as rook 1 so it plays more like a human, and click save. Now I'm going to click save theme. Anytime I want to come back to this theme, it'll be listed down at the bottom under my themes. Noctie has a ton of really cool themes. 58 Noctie themes here, checkmate puzzles, endgame checkmates, you know, some cool themes here. But this theme is going to be helpful for me because it's all of the tactics in my specific games, specific positions I've gotten to. And so if I practice these ones, I'm not going to miss these same tactics that I may miss in the future. Let's just practice it real quick. Practice. In this position, what was the tactic? I could have forked here, hitting the bishop and the king, and the computer's going to play like a regular computer here, and I can play through this and hopefully get a win. Now, they have pulled the queen back here, and I know that the best move is to take the bishop. I'm going to take the bishop, but now I'm in a position that maybe I don't know. This is really helpful for me. This is helpful for me because now I can try to figure out how I would have won the game. I think here I would probably play queen e4, try to trade off queens, and that's mostly because I'm just up a minor piece. Now, if you saw there, it gave it like a brown color, and so this was not the best move. So I'm actually going to click take back, and I'm going to click hint. And the engine's going to tell me what is a better move. I could have actually taken the pawn on f2. I could have taken my queen down to d6, which apparently looks pretty good. If I want to play that, I can. Now, I am just going to stick with my decision here, and hopefully trading off simplifying is something that I can now do. They like this. It's okay what I've done. And now maybe I can move up here. Green, good move, attacking a pawn, and I can go on to hopefully win the game. If I want to practice the second one, I can immediately go over to the second theme I created, and I don't have to finish the whole game, but I can just play that tactical moment. I am going to be trying to import all my tactics that I missed so that I can be reviewing those ones as I go. Also, I'm going to be talking with Noctie, see if there's a way that we can maybe update the software a wee bit, and see if we can have it where it's just like one specific puzzle moment, and that you can import the puzzle moment so that you don't have to play an entire game, because maybe you don't want to play an entire game for your whole chess training session, each tactic that you have. Regardless, I think it's really good software. If you want to get Noctie.ai, links in my description. You can get a discount for 3 months. You can get a discount with my code for a whole year. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.